What's up, guys? It's Seth bringing you another PC build. Now, this one's going to be for under $2,000 and is the February 2013 edition. I know it's been a little bit of time since I put up my last PC build. I apologize for that. I will try and get on a more consistent schedule of uploading very soon. Hopefully, starting now, going forward, at least a few builds a week. And then also the thing I'm very excited about, and I hope you guys are too, both new subscribers and people that have already subscribed. I hope you guys enjoy the stuff that's coming up soon. I will be having pretty much a lot, most likely, of tech reviews, a whole bunch of other like gadgets and devices and phones and stuff like that, just because my website has gotten a lot bigger recently and companies are more willing to send stuff out for review, which is great. I thank them tons, but because of that, hopefully you guys will be seeing a bit of product reviews coming onto my channel very soon, within the next a couple weeks or so, after I get back from vacation in a couple of weeks. So other than that, let's get into the build. Now, like I said, it's for under $2,000, and when it is under $2,000, my go-to CPU in that $1,500 $2,000 price range is generally the 3570K. It's the newest, kind of the upgraded and upscaled version of the 2600K from Intel, maybe the 2500K. Either way, the 2500K used to be the number one, in my opinion, for price to performance ratio, best gaming CPU, and now with obviously Ivy Bridge, the 3570K is pretty much the number one in terms of price to performance. There are CPUs that do perform better than the 3570K, but in that sweet spot price range, it's always a go-to CPU and will handle pretty much everything you throw at it. Currently, with games and video editing and stuff, it won't hold you back on the majority of stuff that you would be doing. To cool that down, I don't think I've done a build in the past however long. Probably the last 90% of the builds that I've done, I always have a Corsair Hydro Series water cooler used for cooling down the CPU, simply because, one, water cooling is way better on average than air cooling. Air cooling. Air cooling is good, but one, you need to get high quality fans. Two, you need to have them positioned and located perfectly to get the best performance out of them. And three, unfortunately, they do tend to have a bit more noise than a water cooler would. On average, there are obviously exceptions to that, but in general, I think setting up a H100 and H80, or this one, which is the H100i, is just 10 times easier. There's really no maintenance to it because it's all pre-made. You do not have to fill up the water cooler. If you know how to do water cooling yourself, you know how to set up tubing and stuff like that, then go ahead and do that. But for the average person, I think the H100i or the H100, perfectly fine to cool down your CPU and keep, it's never really going to get too hot whenever you're doing, pretty much anything. You could be running 10 games, it would not be getting too hot when you're water cooling. That's why it's so nice, in my opinion, and it looks nice. It looks a lot, better than having a bunch of fans set up, even though if you can make anything look nice. But, like I said, water cooling, if you can do it, I recommend it. This is what I'm really happy about on this build. It fit in perfectly. The GTX 670, this is the EVGA one, and basically a GTX 670 with any game that's on the market right now and is very popular, whether it be Call of Duty or even Crysis and stuff like that, like, it's just going to run it perfectly fine because of the fact that a GTX 670 is, come on, it has 4 gigabytes of, whatever it's called. I'm drawing a blank, but 4 gigabytes. It's probably twice as good as the graphics card that I'm currently running, and that's the 6870. And I can literally, with the 6870, probably run 99% of the games right now at at least 50 frames per second without any issue. I haven't run into any issues with that graphics card. So you'd like double that performance with a GTX 670. and obviously you're going to have no issues. So that's why, I'm glad that fits in there well. One downside is that if you are doing, and this just goes for in general as a rule, right now, AMD I recommend over NVIDIA. So, something like the 7870 or something like, one of those graphics cards. I recommend those over a GeForce GTX from NVIDIA if you are planning on running games in 3D, just because Eyefinity is way better, in my opinion, than the, I don't even know, I think I have a thing right here that says it. Nope. Just whatever the NVIDIA 3D, service or feature is called. NVIDIA is just not as good right now, in my opinion. So for those situations, go with AMD over NVIDIA. For another thing I'm really happy about, ASUS Maximus V Formula, and this is the Thunder FX version motherboard. Absolutely amazing. Thunder FX is really good for beefing up and making your sound just 10 times better. I haven't used it myself. Reviews in general online are very positive towards the Thunder FX version of the Maximus V Formula, and you cannot go wrong with ASUS. Just as a general way of looking at stuff, ASUS, for the most part, in all areas of PC builds, they're very, very good. RAM, 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance. Again, Corsair, great brand. Really, you can't go wrong if something's from Corsair. Intel, I'm trying to think of other ones. Let's see. Yeah, Corsair, and ASUS are just go-to brands that, always tend to have really good products. Not always, but they tend to. And, that goes for this version of the RAM as well, the Corsair Vengeance 16 gigabyte. Very, very good RAM. And one thing real quick, don't ever, unless you have tons of money to throw at stuff, there is no reason to be spending more money on, say, 32 or 64 gigabytes of RAM than another component to make it better, like a graphics card, or, I don't care, put it into a case that's better. There is no reason, for the most part, for 99% of people, you do not need more than 16 gigabytes of RAM. In my opinion, there's very few situations where you need that. That's just my opinion, and I think a lot of people would agree with that, in general. But, post in the comments, what do you think? Is there a reason to really have 32 or 64 gigabytes of RAM? I don't think there is, unless, there's very few situations, but there are some. But do you think the average person would ever need that much? Just tell me in the comments below. Intel 520 series, 180 gigabytes SSD. That's, good. One is from Intel. Honestly, I think Intel is the best SSD maker, currently. Just overall, very high quality SSDs. Pretty much are never going to break or mess up at all. You can throw rocks at them, and it's not going to matter. And not to mention 180 gigs, going to hold pretty much everything you need it to. Main storage device for, documents and, whatever, videos, things you don't need access to really fast. Unfortunately, the one that I chose for the hard drive, the SSD is on NEWEGG, but the hard drive is not. It is in the PC part picker list right here, and it's the Samsung SpinPoint F3R 1 terabyte. Very good hard drive in my opinion, very fast. Works well, and Samsung's a good brand in my opinion. Unfortunately, they are only selling it on Amazon right now, and it's slightly back ordered, so you might want to go with a different hard drive. But if you can wait a little bit longer, a couple weeks, then go with that. What am I missing? I feel like there's more. Okay. No, what am I doing? There we go. Nope, I already did that. Power supply. Again, Corsair. Great, a really amazing power supply. 1,050 watts. Going to, handle pretty much everything you have in your case. And other than that, the really nice thing about this one is that it's 80 plus gold certified, so really energy efficient. last component, or not really component, but the last part to this PC build, the NZXT Switch 810. There are a few different colors for it. Black is the one that I recommend. It just looks best in my opinion. Nice thing about this one is really the cable management. As you can see right here, there are about 5 million rubber grommets for managing your cables in a very efficient and nice looking way. And it's a full size ATX case, which is awesome because I don't like small cases. I just think it's annoying. And with full cases, you really have no issue fitting everything in and making it look nice because you have so much room to work in, especially with the components that I have selected in this build. Last and least exciting component is the Asus, just a regular Blu-ray drive. Go with this one. It has good reviews, 174 reviews, 4 stars, can't go wrong with it. Works well, and it plays Blu-ray. That's basically what a Blu-ray drive does, and you can't really go wrong. So yeah, this price on Newegg is not including the Samsung SpinPoint hard drive because, as I said, they are not selling it on Newegg, but without that comes to $1,911 with shipping. On PC Part Picker, if you use the retailers that they suggest, this includes all the components and shipping, only $1,937, which is absolutely amazing and a very good price. And with the extra $70, invest it in another Blu-ray drive or something, or a good keyboard or a mouse or something like that. Doesn't matter, whatever you want to do with it, or just save it and keep it for next time. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.